an early childhood educator. I'm also a lifestyle entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm a network marketer professional as well.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Okay, we are going to start now. I would love everyone to mute themselves so that we don't have any distraction from any corner. So, for the purpose of people who are just joining or who just joined recently, in the last few minutes, I've introduced myself. My name is Omoba Berin Adiola Oshideko. I am an accountant. Uh, I I live with my family in Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. And aside that, I also do coaching and training. So I'm a personal development coach and a branding expert. So today we are going to be going through the three key things I want to take you through. I need to mention a disclaimer because I don't want at the end of the day, oh, but she said she's going to teach us this, and this. Why is she not teaching us, So this just to tell you that this is like a clarity session. Clarity in the sense that we get clarity more on things that we know, and we get clarity, we get a new knowledge on things we do not know. So this is just like an eye-opening session where we get more knowledge on what we know already and what we do not know. So it's not like we're going to be going in depth because uh, you understand what I'm saying when we move, because these are not things we can sort out within 1.5 hours, but it's going to give you it's going to give you good clarity on some of the questions you always have in your mind. So we are going to start with personal development. So I've been discussing personal development, like I said, personal development, branding, and just social media influencing. I'm coming. I want to reduce the volume of my computer so that it's not distracting us. So let's start without wasting time. So I'm going to start with personal development. Now, most of the time when we hear the word personal development, a lot of people think, oh, it's one course that I have to go and take somewhere, or I have to go and register with one coach. A lot of people will come and meet me and say, okay, by the way, I wanted to mention my nickname. So I need to tell you my nickname. So when I'm calling myself that, you'll not be surprised that, oh, where is this one getting this name? So I have a nickname. My nickname is Minta. Minta is mommy in the abroad. It's actually funny, but I think I like the name. I like the nickname. My Facebook community tribers gave me that name long time ago. I think it was in 2018 or 2019. So ever since then, I've been using the name. So I'll be calling myself Minta, mommy in the abroad. There's a story behind that name. Maybe later I will tell you. But for now, let's just dive straight into business. So I've seen a lot of people come to me and say, oh, Minta, I want to do personal development. I'm like, you want to do personal development? What do you mean by you want to do? Because I don't understand. Now, personal development as it is not a course. It's not a training. It's not one thing you go and meet someone and say, I want to do personal development. Personal development is a collection of activities, a group of activities that you do in order to improve yourself. So anything, I'm coming, 1 minute. So anything, any activity you're doing to daily improve yourself is personal development. So personal development is not just one thing. Personal development is a group of activity, or you can call it a collection of activities, or you can call it a process. I think that is the best. It's actually a process, because when you say something is a process, is a continuous thing. It's a long life process that as long as you're living, as long as you are breathing, that process is still on. There's this common saying that the day we stop learning is the day we start dying. So personal development are the group of things that you bring together to just make sure that you're a better person. So when I'm saying you're being a better person now, I'm talking about being a better person in all areas of your life. Being a better child to your parents, being a better spouse to your partner, being a better colleague to your team members or your work colleague, being a better subordinate to your boss, being a better mentee to your mentor, be a better neighbor, being a better person in the society as an individual. So it's cut across all areas of our life. If you look at it very well, I've talked about even being a better person to your clients and your customers. So you will now understand that personal development is not something you have to joke with, because it's something that cuts across all areas of your life: marriage, business, career, interpersonal relationship, and so on and so forth. So it means that as an individual, you need to take your personal development serious. Now, let me read out a definition of personal development here to you. Personal development is a long life process, just like I said. It is a way for people to assess their skills and qualities, consider their aims in life, and set goals in order to realize and maximize their potentials. So I'm actually looking for the Wikipedia definition. I think I love that more because it's more concise. So Wikipedia says personal development consists of activities. You know, I told you that it's a collection of so many things. It's not just one thing. You can't just go and meet someone and say, I want to do personal development. They will be looking at it like, what are you talking about? So it's a group of activities that develop one's capability and potential. It helps you develop your capacity, your capability and potential. That's the number one thing personal development is going to do for you. Number two thing it's going to do for you is it's going to help you build human capital. It's going to facilitate your employability. So if you're looking for a job, if you're a job seeker, you need to take your personal development seriously because it's going to facilitate your employability. It's going to also enhance your quality of life. That is the part of your relationship with people. It's going to make you have a good quality of life. And apart from that, personal development is going to help you with the realization of dreams and aspirations. So you can see that it is loaded, like it is really, really loaded. So if you really want to make progress in life, you will agree with me that personal development is not something you can joke with. So I am going to be telling you some of the things that, you know, I told you is a collection of activities. Is a group of activities. So I'm going to be telling you those activities that makes up or that make up a personal development. Even the least thing, like the least thing that you never expect that is a personal development activity, you discover that you're actually developing yourself doing that thing. So we are going to start from the one that is more common, which is reading books. You need to read books. You really need to read books. Now, I think before I go ahead, I also need to mention this, that personal development is like a big umbrella. Like for some of us that we just finished university or we're in university, it will resonate well. When you say a faculty, you know, a faculty, we have like, I read accounting, so I was on the faculty of social sciences. So a faculty is like a big umbrella that now has a lot of departments. So under the faculty of social sciences, you now have accounting, business administration, public administration, office management, and so many other related courses. So that is the same way personal development is. So for personal development, so you can't say, I can't ask you, what are you studying in school? And you say, oh, I'm studying social sciences. Or you say, I'm studying faculty of social sciences. You know, that one is not possible. You can only say, I am in faculty of social science, then I am in accounting department. You can't say I'm studying, so you cannot study social science, you know, understand? So that's the way we have it under personal development. So under personal development, we have close to 50. After this session, I'm going to be sending the list to the group, to the WhatsApp group. We have close to 50 set of skills you need to acquire under personal development. I will start with the one that is more popular now, emotional intelligence. We have emotional intelligence, we have personality development, we have leadership, we have communication, we have family and parenting, we have motivation and inspiration, we have career development, we have stress management, we have anger management, we have critical thinking and strategic decision making. Critical thinking and strategic decision making. We have motivation. We have what else? We have so many of them. I can't remember all. We have peak performance skill. You know, we have so many skills on the personal development. So it's public speaking. I shouldn't forget that. Public speaking is one of the key skills on the personal development. We have self-series. and so on and so forth. So what I tell people when they come to meet me as a coach that, oh, I want to take personal development, I just tell them, okay, you know what, I send a list to them, and I tell them there are some of them that are actually key, that there is no way. For instance, if I don't have anger issue, I don't have any business with doing anger management, taking a anger management course, or doing anything relating to anger management. I don't have any business with it. If I am not a career person, if I'm not a career professional, I don't have anything to do with career development. What I will focus on more is entrepreneurship. Okay, so entrepreneurship is also part of personal development skill, mindset, re-engineering, and so on and so forth. Is another thing. So there are some of this set of skills. I said there are like 50. I'm not sure anybody can exhaust that 50 before you say, Baba God, I don't go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure anyone can actually exhaust that list. But what I tell people is pick the ones that are really core and are key to your development, that are key to your purpose. Now, purpose is another thing entirely. We're not going to be doing that here. Okay, yes, purpose is also part of personal development. You now discover that, I'm just remembering them one by one. You now discover that personal development is so wide, and it's something we all need to pay attention to. So for me personally, some of the key ones I would really advise people to go for, whatever it may take them, is communication skill. Your communication skill must be top-notch. There's nothing in you that you have. If you don't know how to communicate it, is as good as you don't have anything right inside of you. Communication is key. You need to understand reading, writing, speaking, presentation skills, public speaking skills. I tell people everybody is a public speaker. One of the speakers that came to my last event that I had at the Global Brand Summit, Joyce Daniels, I know some of us will know her. She said one thing, and that thing kept ringing in my mind ever since then. She said, as long as you're not speaking to yourself, you're a public speaker. Once you are speaking to someone else, you're already a public speaker. If you're speaking to your mom in the house, you're a public speaker. If you're speaking because a lot of people, what comes to our mind is, oh, a big hall, people seated, and you climb the podium, and you carry your notepad or your iPad, and you are like, good evening, everyone. They give you a microphone. That is public speaking. No. If you have a meeting in your office and you've been asked to coordinate the meeting, or you've been asked to do a presentation during the meeting, that is public speaking. If you are doing a live video, that's public speaking. This one I am doing right now is public speaking. You can call it, coaching, training, mentoring session, blah, blah, blah. But I am still doing public speaking in between, because I'm speaking to people who are not part of myself. And you will agree with me that anybody that is speaking to him or herself is already mad. Like, if you see someone speaking to him or herself on the road now, you have to say, I better go, just pass like this. Let me just maintain my lane. You will be afraid that they are not normal. They have issues. They have mental issues. So if you're not speaking to yourself, then you're a public speaker. I tell people, once you have a success story, or once you have the ambition to be successful in life, be ready to be a public speaker. We have so many of them today that are not even professionally a public speaker. Okay, we have the likes of Fela Durotoye. We know Fela Durotoye is a professional public speaker. We have Steve Harris. We know he's a professional public speaker. We have the late Dr. Ubon King. We know he's a public speaker. That's what they do for living. That's where they earn their income. Fine. But there are some people that they are not professional public speakers, and you will see them here and there. For example, I think the richest woman in Africa, Falana Shalakija, you will see her here and there. Ibukwa Washika, you will see her here and there. All these phenomenal people, Dangote, all these people, they are not public speakers. They are not trained as a public speaker. But because they have a success story they need to share with people, they automatically become a public speaker. So that is to tell you that everyone is a public speaker by default. So just like I am telling you that some of these skills are key and they are core, you need to know them, you need to master them, you need to understand at least a bit about them. You don't need to know everything, but know a bit about everything. Know a bit about everything. So I will recommend for you, some of the key skills I will recommend for you in this session is public speaking. Just like I told you, this is just like an eye-opening session is not going to be going. I will not come here and start teaching what is public speaking, do and don't of public speaking. No, but this is just an eye opener. So I mentioned public speaking. I mentioned another thing is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. I mentioned communication skills. I mentioned leadership skills. You can't escape that. You can't. You can't. If you have a story, if you have a message to the world, you're a leader. And you need to understand what it takes to be a leader. Leadership skills. What else? I also recommend personality development skill. Personality development. A lot of us, we do not know our personality. If you don't know yourself, how can you know another person? And you keep shouting, oh, that's my boss. She doesn't like me. I don't even know. She doesn't even like me. She just shouts at me. Do you know the problem? The first problem is that you don't even understand your own personality, let alone understanding your boss' personality. You understand that if your boss is a melancholy always wants their things on point. They are organized people, they are orderly people, they are detailed people. You cannot just mix something together and just push it to them. If you do that one for a sanguine, oh, perfect. The sanguine are not serious people. They are very playful. They are not really serious. But when you work with a boss who is a melancholy, you know that we are not playing here. We are not here to joke. This is a serious business. So you don't come late. You don't keep your desk when you're going home. You don't keep it untidy. You don't delay our work. You don't just do peripheral job and just push it to him or her. No, you have to be detailed. So if you don't know your personality now, or you don't even understand what personality development is all about, how can you understand your boss? How can you understand your colleagues at work? How will you be able to flow? So it starts from you knowing yourself, your strength, your weakness, your passion, your skills, your triggers, your emotions. That's when we talk about emotional intelligence. How smart are you with your emotion? Because the truth of the matter is that, I told you that personal development is going to help you to enhance your employability skill. I started working as a young lady. I graduated in 2008, and I got a job that same year. Because I went to the Polytechnic before going to the university. So pending the time the school is trying to sort out our NYC, blah, 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 I used my OND results certificate to apply for a job, and I got the job, and it was a very, at least good job for an OND holder. So I have been working 2008 till date. Help me calculate. I know Sabi math too much. Calculator, don't spoil me. Okay, 2008 to date. How long is that? So 2008 to 2018, that's 10 years. 19, 20, 21. So this is my 11th year. So September is going to make it 11 years that I've started, 13 years rather. 13 years that I've started working. And I've worked in quite some number of places. I have been fortunate, I started my career in a commercial bank. From the commercial banking industry, I moved to leisure and hospitality industry. From there, I moved to manufacturing industry. From the manufacturing industry, I moved to a telecommunication servicing industry. Then from telecommunication servicing industry, I moved to investment banking industry. That is 5, right? No, it should be 6. I started in an audit firm, because I know I've worked in 6 places. This is my 6th place. I started in an audit firm. So that's not the story I want to give you. What I'm just trying to say is that I've been in this career, whatever, for a while, and I can tell you that most of the time, why people fail interviews is because they focus more on the technical part of the interview and they neglect the emotional parts. They call it I forgot. They call it I don't know. They use STAR methodology. So they will tell you to say a situation, a task. The tasks involve the action and the result. It's a life-based scenario question. They want to test your emotional intelligence. And it's because we don't have time. I would have tell you a lot of stories what my experience has been like using this with this emotional intelligence. I had a promotion interview recently in my present place of work, and I was asked 5 questions. Number 1 is introduce yourself. 2 questions are technical questions relating directly to my to my profession. Then the other two are emotional intelligence questions. So they will ask you something like, have you ever missed your deadline before? When it happened, what did you do? Then you now start. So in that situation, you cannot even lie, because except you have already programmed the lie, you will lie. Before the interview, we have situations like that. There are people who already know that, I know they will ask me emotional intelligence question now. Let me, we have a list of them online. So some people would have put everything together. That when they ask me this is what I will say. When they ask me this is what I will say. When they ask me this. So except you have done that. But if you have not done that, you will not be able to lie. You won't be able to lie, because it's a real lie. Because before, except you are a good liar, like you have degree in liology, that is when you can quickly put some lies together, and and everything will just go smoothly. But the truth of the matter, the long and short of it, is that employers now want employees who are emotionally intelligent, who are smart with their emotions. Because of what? They don't want you to come to their office and come and be giving them problem. They don't want other colleagues to be complaining about you, that they cannot work with you. Oh, it's Chinyere you want to pair me with. I don't like working with that lady. Please, 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 please. Boss, please, I don't want to work with that lady. She's always like this. She's always like that, And if everybody keeps saying they can't work with you, then why are you there? One day they will just want to relieve some people of their job. They will just say, Chinyere, you know what? Come and be going. We don't need your service again, because before nobody can work with you. So Chinyere is there. Sorry. Let me use another name. I was actually like, oh, let me check whether Chinyere is there. Only for me to see Modesty Chinyere. Sorry, Chinyere, it's not you. Okay, let me just use my name. They will just say, oh, Minta, since nobody can work with you, then you will be the first person who has to go. So that is one of the reasons why you need to take your emotional intelligence serious. You need emotional intelligence in your business, to get clients, to deal with clients. You need it even in your marriage, to deal with your children, to deal with your spouse. I have 3 children, and I can tell you, children can be so annoying. And that is why you see all these parents brutalizing their children, beating them to hell, because children can be so annoying. They will frustrate you. They want to make you cry several times. But if you are not smart, and even another thing is that before you can even be a good parent, you need to master the skill of emotional intelligence, because if you are not emotionally stable, you cannot parent. Those children are looking at you, they are watching you. So if you are not stable emotionally, you cannot parent successfully. I mentioned parenting and family as part of personal development skills. So you will now agree with me that all those things are very, very important. So I am going to stop at that. Once we finish this session, I'll forward the list of those skills to you. Just go through them, check the ones you really need to, pay attention to, and start working around it. Now, all these skills I've talked about, we have so many ways you can access them. Because in our mind, in the mind of so many people, they think that once you talk about all these things, everything is about pay for training, buy a course, register for a coaching program, read books. No, I'm going to be telling you more than that. So I'm going to be telling you 6 methods of personal development. How can you access all those things, all the skills I've talked about, in order to give you a good quality of life, enhance your employability, and make you a better person, in order to be able to bring out your potentials and maximize it. Yes, personal development is going to do that for you as well. It's going to help you to be able to identify those potentials you have in you, and be able to maximize. By identifying it is not just it. You need to identify it, and you also need to be able to maximize it. You need to be able to use it to the maximum to get the best out of it. Okay, so let me go straight into the methods of personal development. Are we together? I can see I'm the only one speaking, so let me take 1 minute break to ask you guys if we are good. Are we good? Just unmute yourself and let me know how this session is going. Shemila, please bring tissue paper for me.
Yes, we are good.
Are you enjoying the session? Is it making sense, or I'm just blabbling, blah, blah, blah?
Too much sense. Too much sense.
All right. Thank you so much for that feedback. So let's continue. Please mute yourself back so that we can continue. So I'm going to be going to thank you. I'm going to be going through the method of personal development. Number 1 is the one we are so familiar with, which is training. training, buying coaching program, paying for online courses, all those things, you can use it to personally develop yourself. So you can say, you know what, Adela, you need to work on your emotional intelligence. You need to work on your hunger. So let me buy an emotional intelligence course. If you go to if you go to, even me, I have an academy where I teach it. I've been teaching it since 2018. I have 2 academy. I have 1 personal and career development. I told you I am 2 things. I am a personal development coach and I'm a branding expert. So I have 1 academy where I teach personal development and I have another academy where I teach branding. The one for personal development started in December 2018, and by the grace of God, we have been doing so well. I have quite a number of people working with me in the academy. My branding academy started December 2019, so we have also been doing well. So you can buy training, you can register for classes, you know, just to know some of the things you do not know. That's number 1. Number 2, you can read books. There's so many amazing books on parenting, emotional intelligence, leadership, personality development. When I say personality, it's not personal development. You know, I told you that personal development is like a big umbrella. So personality development, understanding your personality. Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? We have like 3 or 4 school of thoughts. We have the one for temperament, which is the sanguine. Most of us, we are conversant with that. Sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and phlegmatic. We have another school of thought, introvert and extrovert and ambivert. We have another one, DISC. We call it DISC, D-I-S-C. D stands for dominance, I stands for intentional, S stands for steady, and C stands for consensus. So that one, then we have another school of thought. That one is CPA. I call it CPA, child, parent, and adult. So we have all this school of thoughts talking about personality. You need to understand. That one is not even negotiable. I tell you. Understanding your personality is not negotiable. In fact, once in a while, take a personality test. Take a personality test. Stop saying, this is who I am, or I cannot change. Or you see that you take me for who I am. Nobody can take nonsense. No, even me, I cannot take rubbish. So when people are telling you, you have this bad attitude, you have this behavior that sucks, you need to check and stop saying, I don't care what people say about me. No, you need to care, my dear. You need to care. I mean, nobody can work with you. Everybody's complaining about you in your place of work. Even your customers, they're scared of you. I mean, even your neighbors, to even say hi to you is a problem because your eyes is always like this. You're always very quarrelsome. You're always very annoying. You're always having mood swing. And you say, this is the way I am. No. You're not a witch now. You're not a witch. Why would you be like that? So if you discover there's something about you need to take care of, please do. Please do. Please do. So I've talked about taking training courses and coaching program. I've talked about reading of books. We have so many books on anything you want to do. Then another thing is traveling. A lot of us don't know that traveling is actually a personal development activity. Traveling. It's good to travel. For a lot of us that we don't want to always go beyond our boundary. You were born in Lagos, primary school Lagos, secondary school Lagos, university Lagos. You started working in Lagos. Since the day they are born, you have not moved out of Lagos. Waiting now. What happened now? What happened now? You know, the first time I traveled, that was in 2013. December 2013, I traveled out of Nigeria. I went to South Africa. I didn't have anything I want to go and do in South Africa. I just wanted to travel out of Nigeria. I just want to break that barrier. And I did. I just went to visit a friend. In fact, for the first 3 days, I was in an hotel. I was just there. I don't want any disturbance. I was just there alone, just chopping the head of my life. That was in Joburg. So, no, is it Joburg or Pretoria? I can't remember. Actually, I know that I was in one city for a while. Then I moved to another city later. Maybe Pretoria first. I think it's Pretoria. It's Joburg first because I remember that we landed in Joburg. I got an hotel in Joburg. I spent some days, maybe 2 or 3 days there. Then I went to Pretoria to go and stay with my friends for like 4 or 5 days before I finally came to Nigeria. And I enjoyed my trip. I went to Mandela's hometown in Soweto. I saw his bed where he slept before he died, before he was taken to the prison. I saw so many nice things. I bought so many things. I enjoyed my trip. I enjoyed myself. A lot of us, we don't want to travel. So even if you cannot afford to travel out of Nigeria, what of within Nigeria? Where have you been to apart from Lagos? Tell me. You need to tell me. No, you really need to tell me. Where have you been to? There's so many amazing places in Nigeria that you can go. You can travel, learn new culture, learn new language. You know, all those things are personal development, because the more you travel, the more you are exposed. If I tell you some weird things I have experienced in this Cote d'Ivoire, in fact, it was when I came to Cote d'Ivoire, I understand that Francophone and Anglophone, they are like two different things entirely. From their mindsets, to the way they behave, to their culture, to their way of life, like to every damn thing. They are so different. Anglophone and Francophone, they are not the same. Okay, let me tell you one. A typical Francophone will not rush. They don't rush in this place. A typical Ivorian don't rush. When you go to the bank, instead of queuing in front of cashier, they'll tell you go and sit down. They don't want you to come and put pressure on them. You can sit for 1 hour. If you stand up and go and meet them and say, madam, go and sit down. They don't rush in this place. If I had to cross road, you see the day where they were catwalking. When I first came, it was so strange. I was like, this one is this one. It's some people that were saying, that's part of the Ivorian culture, that here they don't rush. You know, when I first, let me tell you a story. Even though we are running out of time already. When I first came here in my office, I took a file to one lady in another office to treat for me. So when I got there, you know, Nigeria now, you know, Nigeria, we hustle, how we work hard now. So when I got there, I said, good afternoon. You said, good afternoon. I said, please, so this file is very urgent. She was like, nothing is urgent in this place. I was like, are you kidding me? She said, yes, nothing is emergency in this place. Please sit down, we'll treat it. How are you? So I had I spoke to one Nigerian that is my friend, Muibat, that is there. And I said, Muibat, somebody said, you don't know, they don't rush in this place. Like, there's nothing like, it's emergency, it's urgent. Let me do it now. There's nothing like that in this place. So, like, you really need to calm down. I was like, yeah? So I was not trying to trace everything back to some of the things I've seen in the city. When you go to the market, they will tell you, your palajon. Your palajon means there's no change. Even if the plantain they want to sell to you is almost getting spoiled, they will not move and hinge to go and look for change for you. Lie. They will tell you, madam, your palajon. Is it? No, it's not your palajon. It's what? Your money. Your money means there's no change. If you take a taxi, your money. Go to the market, everywhere you go, your money. That was the first frustration. This I said, what now? What? If I had to take a guy in the bank as a friend, you know, I started tipping him. So whenever I go there, we change money for me, 1,500 and coin. And that was how I overcame this Yepa money. They will tell you there's no change. So it was so strange that in Nigeria, if you take a taxi, it's the taxi man that will go and look for change for you. Here, for where they will sit at the driver's seat and say, madam, Yepa money. Yepa money means there's no change. Go and be looking for change. You are the one that will now go around be looking for change everywhere. I was like, hey. So, you know, there's so many things that are so different about them. So when you travel, you are exposed to new way of life, new culture. The way they live here is so different. Like, I don't know how to explain, but it's so different. So traveling is another very good personal development activity you can engage in. There are some Indians. I work with an international organization. We have quite a number of people from so many countries. And one day a guy was telling me about the culture of India. You know, for like 1 hour, all of us in the office, we were just looking at him like this, like, hey, so strange. In India, it is the woman that marries the man. I was like, in fact, he said if the man doesn't want to come, they will go and pay the parents of the man and go and bundle the man, go and carry the man. The day he was telling us, all of us in the office, we were just laughing. And it's not a lie. That's the truth. In India, it's the woman that marries man. It's not the man that marries the woman. It's the woman that pay groom price. I was like, eh? So, you know, there's so many things you just need to learn. So when you travel to countries like Singapore, Malaysia, all these countries I've been to, they have so many. I remember when I went to Singapore, I went to drop candy wrapper on the road. They wanted to carry me to station. So many funny stories I would have tell you, but it's fine. So I've talked about reading, I've talked about taking courses and training, I've talked about traveling. Another very important thing is mentorship. Mentorship is also very good. It's a way of developing yourself. When you have a mentor, they have gone through what you're about to go through. They know everything. So they put you through, they help you. You know, they make you not to make the mistakes that they have already made. So mentoring is another good way of developing yourself. Another thing is learning new language. Even if you don't travel, you can learn a new language where you are. Don't ask me to speak French, I beg you in the name of God. Because as I am, the only thing I know is bonjour. And the small one, they will not use to sell me. So that if they say, come and buy this lady, I will hear. And I will know they want to sell me. So those are the ones that I can speak. But it's a very good way. We have people in Nigeria that can speak Chinese, can speak, is it Portuguese? They can speak Spanish, German, you know, they can speak all these languages. And I think it's a very good one, especially if you're looking at, you know, spreading your tentacles all over the world, being an international brand. Okay, so another thing, which is the last thing I want to talk about, is music and dance. Music and dance. Okay, let me say music, dance, and meditation. Music, dance, and meditation. Because, you know what? Because in personal development, we cannot remove spirituality. We cannot. So when we say personal development cuts across all the areas of your life, it cuts across your spirituality, your business, your career, your money, your marriage, your interpersonal relationship with people, and so on and so forth. So meditation for some people can mean prayer. For some people, it can mean yoga. It can mean so many things to people, but let's just use the word meditation. So prayer is a way of also developing yourself. Prayer, meditation, dance, and music. For me, I love dance and music. I love, for people who usually watch my story on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn story, you'll see a lot of dance and music there. It helps me, I don't know how to say it. When I'm walking, I like listening to music. I love dancing. It helps me release my stress. It helps me release my tension. So dance is a very good one. Dance, you don't need to go to lagbo uwambe before you dance. In your house, play music, shake body. Even if you don't know how to dance, you are the only one there. Nobody will abuse you. Just dance, you know. There's a way it will affect the hormones in your body. Just like the way, when they say smile. When you smile, you release something hormones and all of that. So music, dance, and meditation. So those are the methods of personal development. So those are the things I'm going to be talking about on personal development. Just like I told you, we have so many things. If you have to be taken out of these things one by one, but we won't be able to do that. So let me take some water, and I am going to continue with branding. 1 minute. I hope you're all penning down your questions in case you have any question. 1 question per person at the end of the session. Okay. So let's talk about branding. I know a lot of us have heard about the word branding before so many times. Branding, a brand, personal brand, business brand, so many things about branding. So what is branding? In the simplest term, branding is perception. Perception, how people perceive you, how people perceive your business, how people perceive your company. So we have 3 types of brand. We have personal brand, which is you, me, Adeola. I am a personal brand. My business brand is PCD Academy, Personal and Career Development Academy. That's my business brand because it's a business. I train people, I get paid for it. That's my business brand. Maybe in the future, when I want to now move to be a corporate limited liability company, then you can start talking about corporate branding. Corporate branding is more elaborate because inside of corporate branding, we have PR, corporate relation, image, and all of that. So, but for now, I will just paraphrase the 3. So just like I told you, branding is a perception. What do people perceive about you? You as a personal brand now. How do people see you? What do they think of you? What comes to their mind when they hear your name? You will agree with me that when you hear the video, what comes to your mind? Music. I would have been asking you one by one, but we don't really have time, so I need to rush up. So if you hear something like Linda Ikeji, what comes to your mind? Blogging. If you hear Ronaldo, what comes to your mind? Football. If you hear Mike Adenuga, what comes to your mind? Philanthropy, telecommunication, Glow. If if you hear the name of Nelson Mandela, what comes to your mind? Activism, or leadership, or freedom fighter, hero. Those are the things that come to your mind. So when you hear Genevieve Nanji, what comes to your mind? Movie. When you hear Mercy Johnson, what comes to your mind? Movie. When you hear Mr. Macaroni, what comes to your mind? Comedy. When you hear AY, what comes to your mind? Comedy. When you hear Ali Baba, comedy. So there are some names that you can never miss it. But when they mention your name, if nothing comes to people's mind, there is a problem. You don't need to be popular. We're not talking about popularity here. I've just given you some popular names so that you'll be able to get to the gist. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when your friends mention your name, or when they mention something somewhere, your friends can easily say, oh, that thing, it is Adiola. No. Nobody can do it apart from her. Let me give her a call. Let me send a chat to her. So if things are being mentioned, everything is being mentioned, and nothing resonates with your name, nothing aligns with your name, there is a problem. So personal branding is the perception people have about you. That's number one. Personal branding is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Personal branding is what you stand for, is your unique selling point, is your unique proposition, is what people, when they mention your name like this, bam, that thing comes to their mind. So that is personal branding. So there are so many things attached to personal branding, just like I won't be able to say everything here. I won't be able to say everything, but I can't even say beyond this because we don't really have time. So there are so many tools for personal branding. Tools, when I say tools, the things you can use to build your personal brand. So the next one is we have business branding. The same thing, perception. What comes to the mind of your customers or clients when they hear your business? So business branding is just more than logo, is more than I have an official letterhead, is more than I have a design, a template, a color palette. Yes, all those things are tools of business branding. But beyond that, you need to have a business, you need to have a brand message. You need to have a brand style. You need to have a brand equity, and so on. There's so many things around building a brand for your business. There's so many things around it. You won't be able to say it here. Then for corporate branding, that's like a level, a more advanced level. You agree with me that there is a difference between a business and a corporate organization, or a corporate entity. A business is a sole proprietorship, one man business, venture, enterprise, being run by someone, just one person. No, there is not a company. A company is a separate legal entity, different from its owner. So the company is not the same as the directors or the managers or the staff. A company is like a separate legal entity, different from its owner. Even though at times there's something we call the veil of incorporation. At times the veil of incorporation is being lifted so that we can see the face of those people behind the company that wrecking the company. But most of the time, there's no problem, there's no error. The veil of incorporation still remain intact. So if you want to sue one company, now you sue the company, you don't sue the directors, you sue GTB, Guarantee Trust Bank, you sue GTB. GTB is a person, is in the eyes of the law, GTB is an individual. So you sue GTB, not Mr. So that is the director of GTB. So I want to believe we understand that. So business branding is just at the business level, and corporate branding is at the corporate level. So just like I told you, we have tools for business branding. We have the logo, the color palette, we have the what else? We have the color. You have the color. There's colors that you have to stick with if you are a business like GTB. Now GTB is a corporate organization. You know GTB, the color of GTB is orange and is the ash color. When you see First Bank, you know, blue, white, and something, maybe blue, white, and gold. When you see Zenith Bank, you see ash color, red, and maybe white or black or something. You know, all these corporate organizations, they have consistent color. The color Coca-Cola has been using since the day they bought me. They have not changed that color, red and white, and they use black to write on it. So that's one is another thing entirely, because you just see that they are using one color, but it means a lot. In fact, their trademark, their brand has a figure attached to it in their financial statements. You know, I'm an accountant, so there's something we call trademark. there's something we call fictitious assets. So under fictitious assets is where we have the trademark. So in the financial statement, the trademark carries the name. So that is the brand. That is okay. Sorry, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Okay, so that is that about branding. So for your personal brand now, we have tools for personal branding. We talk about your profile picture. We talk about your bio. We talk about your cover photo. We talk about your education, your skills, your experience, your talent. We talk about your skills. We talk about so many things. I can't remember everything now. So we have tools that will help you to be able to build your personal brand, from your professional headshots to your bio. People need to be able to read your bio and understand who you are without being confused. People need to be able to read your about on LinkedIn and they have a clear understanding of who you are. You know, and elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch too is going to help us understand who you are and what you stand for. So I've talked about brand. Now let's talk about branding. You know, branding is like a continuous sentence, a continuous tense, sort of. So branding is simply the process of promoting your brand, or you're promoting your uniqueness, your unique capabilities, or your uniqueness as a person or as a business or as a corporate organization. You know, promoting it consistently. That is what we call branding. So if you are promoting what you stand for consistently, you keep promoting it, you keep talking about it, you keep enhancing it, you keep investing in it. That is what we call branding. So branding is a process of being able to consistently promote your unique values or your unique selling point or what you stand for, something like that. So that is what branding is. So I'm going to be moving quickly to the next one, which is social media influencing. Social media influencing. I tell people everyone is an influencer, whether you want to believe or not, whether you want to agree or not, everyone is an influencer. If you have a family, you're influencing your children. In fact, you are even influencing your spouse. You see some things that you are not doing before you get married. By the time you marry and you see your spouse doing it over and over and over, you know you will not know when you will start doing it. And that's why they always say that bad communication corrupts manners or something like that. I can't remember. So if you are close to someone, that's why there's a handle that says, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. So because that your friend, whatever your friend is doing, has an ability to influence you. So what is influence? Influence is just simply having an effect on someone or something. So as a parent, you have an effect on your children. As a partner, you have an effect on your spouse. As a team member, you have an effect on your other team members. As a business owner, you have an effect on your business, even on your employees. Okay. As a leader, you have an impact. You have an effect on your followers. So one way or the other, you are influencing something, someone, somewhere that you don't even have an idea of. Some of them you know, some of them you don't know. I've seen a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, I have been following you since 1990." I was just like, following me, I don't know you. You know, a lot of people are following you that you don't even have an idea. By the time they come with one epistle one day, you'll be like, wow. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I'm very active on social media, on Facebook, and I have a community of 21,000 tribers. And one person will just come out from one corner and say, I've been following you. You are the one that helped me to do this, and that is because you inspire me. You say, I'm like, eh? When? How? But one way or the other, you're inspiring people and you're influencing people. So when I say social media influencing simply means influencing people on social media. Influencing people on social media. So how can you influence people on social media? I will tell you the 7 things you can use to influence. I also call it tools of influencing. Influencing tools of influencing. Same. So number 1 is your passion. If you're passionate about something, you can use it to influence people. Number 2 is your talents and your natural gifts. You can use it to influence someone. Number 3 is your skills. You can use it to influence someone. Number 4 is your expertise. You can use it to influence. Number 5 is your past experience. And you know that you agree with me that a lot of people on social media today using their past experiences to influence people, to motivate people, to inspire people. You can use it. Another thing is your beliefs and your values. What are your beliefs? I believe in hard work. I believe in integrity. I believe in dignity. I believe in honesty. I believe in consistency. I believe in so many things. I believe in decency. I don't believe in going on national television and be doing nonsense. I don't believe in it. Okay? I believe in decency. I believe in dressing well. I believe in behaving well in the society. I believe in presenting yourself well. I'm not saying, oh, I don't care. He's looking at me. I don't care. I believe in dressing well. I'm an amazing fashionista. I love dressing. I've taken some series of pictures this evening. If I send, maybe I'll use it on LinkedIn tomorrow or Monday. They're beautiful pictures. I just got the inspiration. I started combining everything together. If you see that picture, you'll be saying, if one of my mentees saw it on my WhatsApp status, like, Minta, hey, you will not kill us. You know, I love adventure. I love adventure, but I'm not, when it comes to food, I'm not adventurous. So, that's the only place that I love traveling. I love meeting people. I love socializing. I love reading. I love adventure, but food, if I tell you one story about myself, you will not believe. When I went to Singapore, I was working with one company like that in Nigeria. It was a Singaporean company, and I was to go to Singapore for my induction. So I went to Singapore. Singapore is an Asia country, right? So when I got there, I couldn't eat any of their food. I'm very bad when it comes to food, except the things I grew up with. Any other thing apart from that, I can't eat it all. So when I got there, I started seeing food. They say, Adiola, come and follow us to the restaurant. When I saw the menu list, I said, there is nothing I know how to eat on that menu list. I was so ashamed. And the only thing I could hit on that list is, I'm not saying it, on a lighter mode so that everything will not be clarity session here and there. The only thing I could hit on that list was fish and chips, because Singapore, they have a lot of seafood. They have a lot of seafood. Same here in Cote d'Ivoire, we have a lot of seafood. So in the morning before I leave my hotel, I would have taken some things. I know how to, all those morning breakfasts, I know how to eat those ones. But when it comes to afternoon, so my colleague at office will tell me, oh, let's go for dinner, let's go for lunch. By the time we get there, I will order the same thing I ordered today. I think I spent a week and a half or so. The same thing I ordered yesterday. One day they said, no, you're not going to eat chips and fish in this place today. They are going to order for you. That was how they brought this thing. Oh. It is only the grace of God that did not make me vomit that day. I was like, what is this? Hey. So what I'm saying in essence is that I think I mentioned quite a number of things. That's just by the way anyway. So I've mentioned your talent, your passion, your skills, your expertise, your past experiences, your beliefs, and your values. And I think it's up to 7 like that. So those are the things you can use to build social media influence. You're passionate about something. Oh, I'm so passionate about women. I'm passionate about children. Oh, I'm passionate about teenagers and young adults. Start building your social media influence around that area. Oh, I am skilled. I have the skills of website designing. I have this. I'm a fashion designer. I am a hairstylist. I am into photography. Like Damilola, I'm going to bring you out. Damilola is a photographer. So if you need a professional photo shots, she's a professional photographer covering corporate events, and she's also. Damilola, come and pay me after this session. Just come and pay for adverts. Don't even argue with me. Just come and pay. So, for instance, she's a photographer. She has been, dishing out a lot of amazing content around photography, and I was like, wow. One day I read her talk about the power of photography when you are depressed. I was like, really? I love pictures naturally, but I knew that most of the time, anything that will not make me take picture, that thing is really, really serious. And that is a sign that I'm going to depression. So picture as a way of lightening my mood, picture as a way of making me happy, making me lively, and all that. So the way she analyzed it in her post that day, I was like, wow. So this thing is actually a general phenomenon, I never knew it was. I was just thinking probably it's just about me. She was able to produce the content around it in a very unique way. You're a fashion designer. Come out, tell people about fashion designing, tell people about fashion, what's the difference between fashion and style, what are the things you need to consider when you're styling yourself, blah, blah, blah. Start talking about your skills. You're an accountant, investment, savings, financial literacy, So I have mentioned so many things that you can use to build your social media influence. So don't say, me and a social media influencer, you want to do, you are not there. No, there's nothing like that. Because you cannot tell me that out of those 7 things I mentioned, you did not have anyone. So you are telling me you don't have any talents. That one is not possible now. So you want to tell me you don't have any skills. Okay, let's assume you don't have talent, you don't have skills. You don't have any past experience, good or bad. You don't have anyone. Okay, you don't have that one. You don't have any values and beliefs, like you don't believe in anything. Okay, let's assume you don't believe in that. Okay, you don't have expertise, like there's nothing you've been doing for a long time that you've gained so much expertise on. So there's no way. And I usually tell people, it's good to build your brand offline, physically. In fact, kudos to those people that actually built their brand when there was no internet. I gave it to them. People that built their brand, the likes of Chief Rasaki Okoya, the owner of Eleganza Group of Company. Those are the people that have started building their brand since 70s, since 80s, even when there was no internet. And to even think they were able to, make those significant landmarks, even without internet, I think they really did well. Now that internet is around, I tell people the social media space is the easiest, cheapest, and the fastest way of building a brand or building influence. Because with your phone, even in toilet at times, I used to do a lot. Like because there's no time. There's no time. I've seen a lot of people ask me, how do you combine being a wife, being a mother, being a career professional? You also run businesses, and how do you combine everything together? And you're always here and there. I take my phone to the toilet at times, be typing, because no time. So it's easy. Anywhere you are, you are influencing people. It's fast. You don't need to move an inch. There's internet now for everybody. There's no place you are under the sun that there is no internet, except maybe in Sambisa Forest. So I don't know, but I know internet is like what most of people have now. So build your social media, build your influence on social media, because it's the easiest, fastest, and the cheapest. All you need is your phone and your data, and that's all. You don't need to move an inch. Don't need to move an inch. I'm in Cote d'Ivoire now. If I had to come to Nigeria to come and deliver this training, do you know how much I will be spending? The last time I came to Nigeria, I paid 325 or 335,000 for flight tickets, and that is apart from the COVID test you will do here and there. That one is going to like close to 500. You have to do 50,000 when you're going. When you're coming again, 50,000. So it's so expensive. So now I'm here. I am speaking to you. Can you imagine? So that is the power of the internet. That's the power of social media. That's the power of the online. That's the power of technology. So you also should key into it and use the technology to build influence. And I've come to the end of my one. I actually use more than 1 hour. I use 1 hour 9 minutes. Oh, don't let me say I didn't use more than 1 hour. I think the first 10 minutes was for introduction. So I'm still on point. So you have the 20 minutes to yourself for your questions. So if you have a question, please raise up your hand so that I will call you. You can just use the button for raising hand to raise up your hand, or just unmute yourself and speak so that we just we don't keep ourselves waiting here. So let me know if you have a question. I don't want to believe nobody has a question. Like, are you kidding me? I've been speaking for 1 hour, no question. People who joined us after we did our introduction, you're all welcome. Maybell, you're welcome. Jubilee, you're welcome. Hope, you're welcome. Anuluapo, you're welcome. Timothy, I think Timothy also joined us recently. Veronica, you're welcome. So I would like to know if you have any question. At least so far so good. But if you don't have any question, let me just go and rest before I start another session that I have by 8:30. I'm waiting. If you don't have any question, you must give me a word too. That means I just spoke and everything is just perfect. Like I was able to answer your question. That means you must ask question. Oh, yeah, unmute yourself and ask question. I want to hear from you. Emmanuel, you too, you must ask question. Oh, okay, maybe not question, maybe contribution then. Addition, subtraction. I'm not sure there should be any subtraction. Division, multiplication. No, there shouldn't be division. No. There shouldn't be division. Multiplication and addition. Okay.
Okay, for me, well, it was an amazing section, I must be honest. So I don't have any questions. Rather, like everything said is on point. From the beginning to the end, to acquiring personal development as well. That part of traveling, I think, is something everybody needs to consider, and also development skills as well. So for me, okay, ways of influencing people, right? Do you think it's me personally, I can't handle like 3 social media accounts together. So do you think it's necessary for somebody to maintain like the same level of energy on different social media platforms, or one should just stick to what one knows how to do best? Because for you said you're very active on Facebook. So do you have the same energy you have for Facebook as for LinkedIn? You understand? So I think that will be where my...
All right, thank you for that question. So I actually don't advise people to be everywhere doing everything. You know, it's very draining. Like managing social media accounts can be very draining. And if you're not careful, you'll get overwhelmed and exhausted. Okay, I can see people raising their hands up now. When I finish this, I'll call you. So what I would advise is, if you can only handle just one, just stick to that one. You know yourself better. You know your schedule. You know your kind of job. Okay, my job gave me a little time more to do other things. And some people, their job do not allow them. You know, it's from 8 to 4, 8 to 5. They will be in traffic for hours, and you know they will be stuck. Now, one of the things that has actually helped me, because all my energy has actually been on Facebook for a very long time. For like 11, 10 years, I've been on Facebook. I've built a very good brand on Facebook. But last year, I said to myself, I think I need to take my LinkedIn presence more intentionally now. And one of the things that helped me is that we work from home since March last year because of COVID. So, you know, when you work from home, it saves you a lot of energy. Like, you don't have to go through traffic for hours driving. You know, even the 2 hours or 1 hour you used to drive is something. You can still use it to do something. You know, so the convenience that we have not been going to office since March has actually helped. A lot. I can't lie. So it's helped in this way, that in the sense that, you know, I can do live videos at home. Because when I was going to the office, I can't do live video in the office except I come back in the night. And most of the time it's already late and I'm already exhausted. So So the long and short of it is that look at yourself and ask yourself, can I do this together? Can I? But if you can't undo so many together, I would advise just one or maximum of two. For now, for me, my energy is more on Facebook and LinkedIn. Those are the two. For others, I don't even know what they're doing there. I just go there, dump my post, and just leave. I don't build any brand there. So I think that answers your question. Princess Opara, please go ahead with your question. Remember to unmute yourself.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank
you so much for such an awesome and mind-blowing session. I'm really grateful. Thank you for the opportunity. So my question is, I opened a business page on Instagram, and then this question is related to the branding, right? You said we should focus on one thing. So there I put event planning on my bio, event planning, procurement, cleaning services, and baby weaning services. So when you said that, I just felt like that was actually too much. Like I should be known for one particular thing, you know. So, but those are the things I could actually do. So I've been looking for ways to like merge it in the page, and it's not even adding anymore. So how do I go about it?
Okay.
Thank you, ma.
All right. So it's not a problem if you can do 2 or 3 things. It's not a problem. I tell people on your bio, you can put maximum of 3, but don't let it be more than 3. They might not even be related. They might not be related. You can have something like you're an event planner, and what is it that is not even related again to event planning? Probably accountants, and probably I don't know, probably a fashion designer, or you say a marriage coach. That's another thing. You know, they are all related, but make sure that they are not more than 3. So it's good to, you are good to go if you have 3 things. So just like I mentioned Adenuga now, you will discover that Glow is not the only company Adenuga has, but I think more of his energy is on the telecommunication because it's more profitable sometimes. I don't know, but I know we know him more for telecommunication than other. So you can do so many things. You can do so many things, but make sure that it's not more than 3. For me, that's what I advise, because when you're doing too many things, people get confused about who you are. For me now, I do 2 things. I do personal development coaching, I do branding coaching or training. But people know more of the branding part of me because I think I promote that much. I promote it more than the other one. So, but those are the 2 things I do, and those are the 2 things people know that I do. So 3 things, you're good to go, but don't let it be more than 3 things. Another person raised their hand up. I think the person has left. Is it Mabel? I don't know. I don't know. There was someone before Bukola that raised a hand up. Okay, yes, Mabel, please go ahead. I knew that you raised your hand at the time.
Okay, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for the session. It's quite educated and insightful. So in addition to what the other lady asked, I was asking the same too.
Okay.
So since we can project at least 3 skills, so how do we avoid mixing them up so that it won't look like this moment you're talking about this, the other moment you're talking about the other thing. Then in the end you get your, let's say your followers or something like that confused. So how do we go about it?
There's no way.
Thank you.
There's no, you have to keep promoting the 3 of them. If, for instance, maximum of 3 that you're doing, you have to keep promoting the 3. When you get to a stage, your audience will begin to understand that these are the 3 things you do. So you can create a content around the 3 in a week. Like Monday, I want to create content about fashion designing. Tuesday, I want to talk about marriage and relationship coaching. Thursday or Saturday, I want to talk about fashion designing. You know, so by the time you keep talking about those 3 things, people will get to know that those are the 3 things you do. But as time goes on, you shouldn't now bring another thing entirely. Another thing I want to add is this: even if you are doing 3 things or 2 things or 5 things or 10 things, it is not compulsory you should promote everything online. There are things that people do that you don't even know they do it. They promote it offline. For instance, I'm an accountant, but I don't have the intention of building a brand around accounting. Accounting is just a career for me that puts food on my table. You will never see me talk about financial instruments, talk about investment, talk about saving. You will never see me talk about that. So it's not everything, because a lot of people, they are so greedy, I can do this, I can do this. They will not put everything to their palm. No, there are some things you do offline, just keep it offline. And there are some things that you do offline and you bring it online and say, okay, I think I want to promote this online. So it's not everything you do. Just like I said, we have a range of things you can promote online, your skills, your talent. For me now, I am not promoting my expertise. My expertise is in accounting. An accountant, I've been practicing accountant for maybe 9 years. 9 years. I've been working since 13 years, but I didn't start as an accountant. I work with an audit firm, but it's not a real accounting job. I started as an accountant like 8-9 years ago. So I can categorically tell you that I have expertise in accounting, but yet I don't promote it online. What am I promoting? I'm promoting my talents and my skill. What is my talent and my skill? My talent is speaking, my skill is coaching. Those are the 2 things I promote online. So if you want to promote everything you're doing online, there will be confusion. So there are some things you can just keep offline, and promote the ones that are really important online. Since I have a way of getting money from my accounting job offline, I don't need to bring it online again. But of course, some people promote it online, and they are financial literacy coaches. I know this lady. There's this popular lady, Tosin. I don't know her surname. Tosin something. Money. I think she has a business, Money Matter or Money Wise or Money Penny or something. I can't remember, but she's quite popular. Her name is Tosin. I'm trying to remember her surname. Tosin Olasheinde. She's one of the very, very prominent people in the finance industry, building a brand around finance. So she studied accounting. She's a chartered accountant, blah, blah, blah. I'm also a chartered accountant. I'm chartered in Nigeria, UK, and Canada. But I don't want to promote it online because I don't want to build a brand around it. I just want it to stay offline. So I think that answers your question. So you can just look for me, if I would have advised maximum of 2. But because of a lot of people say, I can do this one too. That's why I usually say 3. But sincerely speaking, I would have said 2. Don't promote more than 2 things online so that you don't confuse people. So I think we are good to go. I have just a few minutes more. Bukola, please go ahead with your question. Please unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Minta. Thank you so very much. We have enjoyed you so much on Facebook, and we're doing that here again. Thank you for this wonderful session. Okay, my question is kind of an personal development.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to ask, when you talk about personal development, you mentioned training, reading books, buying coaching programs, and all of that. So my question is, when you buy coaching programs or you attend trainings, these days, people do recorded trainings, like they send you videos, you get to watch, then they expect you to meet with them again to send messages and all of that. Now, due to my own schedule, I hardly meet up with all of such. So I have lots of trainings I've bought that I haven't even touched, and sometimes paid, couldn't meet up, all of the blah, 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 blah. So how do you think one can stop that? Like, you really want to learn, you want to pay, but sometimes after paying, you cannot even keep up. You can't meet up with it. As the last week, I told my sister that I would not pay for any training again. I'll not pay for any training again, stuff like that. And was it 2 days ago? I still paid another money for training. And when I paid, the guy sent me the video again. I was like, videos? You didn't tell me it was a video. Until now, I have not even watched the video again.
Okay, what were you expecting? You were expecting
I was expecting something like this, like maybe like
a live session like this. Okay.
Yes. When maybe
because that's what will put you on track instead of watching the replay or the recorded video.
Yes. So I wanted to ask. I'm like frustrated. I don't want to pay for trainings again, or I don't want to do all of that again. But yes, I want to learn. I want to develop myself. So, what do you advise?
Okay. sincerely, I will advise that you join live sessions like this. There are webinars that are live that are not recorded. If you buy recorded courses, you will not be able to go through it. You'll be stuck, and you won't have the time. You can try to get a live session, so that you will be able to, like we are having now. Normally, I used to write in the WhatsApp group that there won't be replay. Excuse me, there won't be replay, and it's not like there won't be replay. I just want to use it to reconstruct, re-engineer the mindset of people that, oh, once I am not online, I won't be able to access the. There's actually a replay, but I know that most of the time people will not have the time. You've been here for 1 hour 30 minutes. I am not sure any one of you can sit down and watch a video like this for 1 hour 30 minutes, and you will not, say, oh, let me quickly go and hit, or oh, I have something else. It's not that easy, because in this age and time that we have, attention span is very short. People are involved in so many things. So that's number one thing I would say. Try and access more live sessions like this. Try and access more. And if you have any reason to buy any course that is already recorded, you just need to talk to yourself. And most of the time, I bought a course that was, that was the time I bought a course, like the 30 days. They gave us 30 days. That if after 30 days you can, and I think I will encourage all course creators to be doing that. Even in the TEDx, Bukola, you remember in the TEDx training, I gave you guys the deadline that anybody that doesn't submit a presentation by 30th, I'm going to close them. So all those things make people, because if you just open everything like the people will just relax and nobody will do anything. So that course I bought, they gave us 30 days. You will not believe that it was like 3 days to the end of that 30 days. And I said, this course will close. But because I know if that course closed, I would just waste all my money. I was forced to sit down. In fact, I remember the last module of that course that I took. I finished around 1 a.m. in the night. But I told myself, today I must finish this thing, because that thing is going to close the next day. And once it's closed, I won't be able to access it again. So I think you can also do that if you have courses that they have time frame, not just being open, like anytime you like, be taking it. You will not do anything. If I tell you that I bought a course, I bought an international course in Canada I came here in 2017. I bought it in 2016. It's quite expensive. It cost me like 350,000 in Naira. And if I tell you I did not finish that course, till today I did not finish that course. I think I remember sometimes the guy wanted to go and access this for where I didn't finish. I didn't collect certificate, and it was very expensive. So for some courses like that they have time limit and time frame, it will help you, to be able to conduct yourself like, okay, I know this thing is going to end tomorrow, and if I don't access it, I will lose my money, I will lose my investment. So you will be forced to sit down with it and go through it. So I think that's the last question I'm going to be taking for this session. I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you that have joined. I hope you've gotten value, and I hope you can write a recommendation as regards to this session. So thank you once again for joining. So if you notice on the flyer, I promised 3 ebooks. I have quite a number of ebooks, because most of the time I use ebooks to teach instead of just typing in WhatsApp group or PDF, because people can save it on their Google Drive and they can always go back to it. There's no story of, I lost my phone got wiped. So I have quite a number of ebooks, maybe 10 or 15. I have it quite. So I have one. The title is Profitable Passion: How you can make profits from your passion. Then I have another one, how you can become searchable on Google. Then another one, I can't remember the last one. I've given it to 2 batches now, but I can't remember the third one. But actually, I know I have 3 ebooks like that I would love to give you all for free. Now, all you need to do for me, if you need to access those ebooks, they are not much, don't worry. They are like some 4 or 5 pages. I told you that it's the normal thing I would have written in the chat, but most times I don't want to write it there so that people will not keep coming to me. I lost my phone, I lost my message, I lost my gist. So most times I prefer to put it in PDF. So some of them are 4 pages, Some of them are 5, I think 4 or 5 pages, and the one that is more voluminous is 10 pages. So it's something you consume within 30-45 minutes. So I have those 3 ebooks for you, and if you would love to access that ebook, all you need to do for me is take a screenshot of this session. Take a screenshot. Maybe you want to take only me, or you want to take everybody together. I don't know if people will like that, but probably for privacy, you can just take only me. And what you need to do is on Monday, just write like a recount of what you got, the value you got from this session. You know, how is that it has helped. I want to believe that you got some value, like some value, if not so much, at least some. Okay, so you just write a brief caption. I know a lot of content guru are here. They go and write a epistle, but you don't need to write a epistle. Don't worry. Don't let them intimidate you. Just write in few sentences what you've learned from this session and how it has been valuable to you. Write it, tag me only on LinkedIn, please. Only on LinkedIn, just strictly for my LinkedIn connections. So write it, mention me or tag me, whichever one, then so that I can see it and know that you've done your whatever requirements or whatever your criteria. If you fill your criteria, then once you do that, just drop your email address for me in the WhatsApp group. Just drop your email. I'm going to forward the ebooks to you. In fact, I have so many other amazing material attached to for the last Global Brand Summit that I have, because that thing is on auto response. So once I send to you and you reply, it will now automatically send all those other things to you. And a lot of people have been coming back to that, oh, those other things that was sent, they really enjoyed it and all that. So that one is not even, if you don't respond, it will not send it to you. But the 3 main ebooks I want to give you, you need to do that to be able to access the ebook. So once you're done, tag me, then drop your email address in the chat room. I will send those books to you. I am already 1 minute late. I need to catch up with my mentee. Thank you everyone for joining me. And if you would love to join any of my coaching program, my training, my mentorship program, or anything you want to work with me one-on-one, you can always get in touch with me via WhatsApp or via LinkedIn inbox. Thank you once again, and God bless you. Do have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. Unfortunately, weekends are made in China. They don't last. Before you open eyes and close like this, boom, it's already Monday. Even though me, I used to wake up anytime I like. Once I do my morning devotion by 6 with my children, I sleep back. I wake up anytime I like. At times I wake up 9 or 10. So me, I'm not afraid of Monday. One day I am not afraid of you. You can go to hell. Okay, it's good to have you all on board. I'm so happy I have prominent people. I was so amazed. I was surprised when Damilola said she wants to join my session. I was like, hey, what will I teach this one now? This one that I know everything. How will I not teach her? When I saw, I didn't remember where to. When I saw a kind of number of people, I was just like, I want to be teaching my bosses. All right. But I believe that learning is a continuous process, just like you have said. We keep learning every day. The more we learn, the more we get better. Thank you all once again, and God bless you. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye. You can just unmute yourself and say bye. So let's connect. Let's connect. Okay, we'll discuss that in the WhatsApp. Bye, everyone. Bye. 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 God bless you. Bye. Bye. God bless you all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet in the WhatsApp group if you have any other things to talk about. Thank you. My Facebook people, thank you. Sorry, I wasn't really speaking to you. It was more for my LinkedIn connection. It was more for my LinkedIn connection. Thank you, everyone who joined. God bless you. If you're watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. Put hashtag replay so that I can say hi to you. Thank you. God bless you.